It's Caleb.
It's Megan, and we're back with episode 8 of the #WHODIS podcast.
Just tuning in, for everyone tuning in, Siana's decided, I've said who the guest is. Oh!
Spoiler alert.
It was meant to be a secret. I don't even know why we do like this kind of intro, because people click on the title of the podcast and it says who the guest is.
This is true, yeah. And we like keep it a secret until it's announced, but...
Guess who the podcast guest is? You've just clicked on the title. Anyway, we will still do it. I'll do the little
I was
intro.
like, I need to say this intro.
Yeah, so everyone just pretend they have no idea.
Look, Meg, do you feel the peace? Do you feel the serenity? Do you feel the little ray of sunshine coming across the desk? It's a big ray of sunshine. If I speak really quietly, it makes me sound very woke. Who do we have,
Do you
Meg?
reckon he's too old to say that? Woke?
2020 woke.
No one's ever too old to say woke, and don't let her tell you otherwise.
Thank you.
That was a test. Great job.
I know who my friend on this podcast is today. Alrighty, Meg, who do we have?
Well, if you can imagine the purest, kindest, happiest soul on earth, Siana is it. She's a yoga instructor, blogger, book author, and avid traveller. My pronunciation today hasn't been great, but moving on. She's an ambitious Aussie gal who lives life with a passion like no other, with a remarkable following of 1.6 million followers on Instagram. She never fails to immerse others with her wisdom and positivity. She has an effortless connection with words and has also just released her very first book. What an honour it is to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, my cheeks. I'm done, I'm out.
And wrap.
I love it. Siana, we've already had like 2 podcast episodes before this. Like we've just talked for ages. That was because we were really slow with the setup. But
But also just because you guys are legends. And
thank you. Likewise. You literally are, like we do a lot of research beforehand because we are professionals. But literally, how you come across on social, we've listened to a few podcasts that you've been on. You are literally that in real life. Like you are a genuine, you feel like the presence of you like in a room, just absolute smiles, absolute joy. I reckon it's going to be an amazing podcast. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
So
it's like you don't even have to do you don't even have to do anything. You can just see like the energies. It's like it's
like same thing about you though. Like instantly I was like, yep, I like these people.
Yeah, I got to get to a whole new level. I'm going to look like an absolute idiot today because you two are absolutely buzzing. You've had far too much red cordial and you haven't drunk anything.
I've drunk a whole can
No
of
way,
That's actually true. Well, what was your excuse before the tea? Because when we saw you originally, you were just all smiles and happy. So
just sunshine. Just being around good people, good energy.
You said that. You said you fell asleep in the sun today. Who falls asleep in the sun?
That's very
Who doesn't fall asleep
risky.
in the sun? I was wearing sunscreen. It's fine. Sunscreen
Okay,
and a
that's
bit of
all right.
tanning oil.
Yeah, nice. On the
I think
beach?
they balance each other out. No, actually, just in the backyard. Got 2 huskies and they like to lick my face, and that's how I woke up.
Yeah, nice. I love it. Look, our first question for today was going to be like, how's 2020 treating you? Because it's a tough time. But after like the last 2 minutes and knowing you for the last 2 hours, it's like, well, I was falling asleep in the sunshine with my, beautiful huskies licking me to wake me up, and I'm drunk on tea when there's no alcohol in it. And it's like, I'm all smiles and I'm happy. So I suppose you're 2020 and you're about to launch a book and everything. Your 2020's off the charts by the sounds of things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 2020 has been pretty challenging for everyone, the global collective, really, and individuals on top of that. I don't think it's really easy to overlook personal needs, especially when you think of something like 2020, because you know that it affects so many other people. But within that, so many people also go, okay, well, my problems don't matter, when they do. Like, it doesn't make it any easier to get through that. So if you're struggling, if anyone at home listening to this is struggling, give yourself a little hug, a little loving squeeze and hug. Take a moment, just put your hands on your heart and take a couple of breaths, close your eyes, connect within. And just know that it's okay to feel however you're feeling, to feel all the feels, whether it's good or bad. So 2020 first has been a little bit like that for everyone. A couple of personal struggles, 100%. No one's immune to those. But at the same time, it's kind of been a beautiful opportunity, I think. Because I normally travel so much that I'm not settled or grounded, except if I'm on my yoga mat. And so having an opportunity to do that has created so much more space to be more creative and, I guess, try things that I wouldn't normally try. So I've been very busy, very, very busy, actually, surprisingly. Hence why I fell asleep in the sunshine, because I was a bit tired. That's not normally just like a luxury, but you know.
It's a good excuse. Do you go surfing here in Newey?
I do. I hadn't been in so long, and then I went up to Scott's Head just a couple of days ago and had my first surf of the season, and I loved it. I can't wait to get back into it. I would have gone out today, actually, rather than having a snooze in the sun, but it was a bit windy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle's got some of the best beaches. Love it here.
She's been harping on about how good Newcastle is.
Definitely raving, yeah.
Look, on a day like today,
But don't tell anyone else. It's meant to be a secret.
It's it's an absolute cracker of a day here in I was about to say Sydney, but yeah. So for those that don't know, the international people, Newcastle, it's like 2-hour drive up from Sydney, and it's on the beach. It's very beautiful. We're actually going to get the jet skis out and have a little bit of fun today, but we couldn't get up here quick enough, so we're booking in summer.
Well, it is
summer.
Come back. So sad. I have to see you again.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place up here, and I'll just get you when you talk. Sorry, just get a little bit closer to the microphone, just so the audience can hear. We've got a real. If you only knew the makeshift studio that we've kind of put together today.
But you did well.
All bits and bobs.
It's a bit challenging even for Siana to be able to sit and talk at the moment with how the setup is. But yeah, you mentioned you've used 2020 for, I suppose, like creative outlets and some passions. Can you run us through kind of what's happening in Siana's 2020 life creatively?
I don't know whether I can. You might need to stay tuned. This might be one of those like big things. Big things are coming. Let's say that.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do we get a hint? Any hints?
No. It's super top secret.
Ooh.
But I'm very I've never worked so hard, so it'll be
a well-deserved nap then, for sure.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder how many more cups of tea it'll take before she...
Oh yeah,
maybe
tea, by the way, guys.
I'm not just high on caffeine.
Exactly.
Well, you're obviously super successful. You're doing your yoga stuff. You got your book. But I wanted to ask you this question: is this kind of where you thought you would be when you're younger? Like, what was like your dream job when you were little?
Okay, so this is a random question or a funny answer to the question, I suppose. When I was little, I actually wanted to be one of the girls that jump out of birthday cakes.
No way! That's so fun. I love it. Is that even a job? Is that a real thing?
I'm pretty sure that's like
things.
code for stripper. But I was so little, like I didn't actually know what it was. I just saw it on a movie and I was like, that looks fun.
Your parents didn't break it to you at a young age. No, Siana, you're not going to do that.
We had daycare at my house actually when I was younger. My mum did daycare for a bunch of kids in the area. And so I was too young for daycare, but my brothers were part of it. And so I just kind of joined in because I was there. Why not? So we're going around in a circle and everyone was like, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a princess or like a doctor. And then I was like, I want to be a girl who jumps out the birthday cake. So my mum was like, oh no.
So good. All right, well, you're not a professional birthday cake jumper outer, right? I think is the official title.
There's still time.
There is.
This
Look,
may be the new venture.
I was about to say, I think she's trying to tell us something indirectly, and
I feel like she was hinting to bring a cake, if anything. Give us a demo
bring a cake.
What's your outfit if you're jumping out of a cake? Are you a Disney princess? What were you planning at a young age?
A mermaid.
A mermaid.
Probably something like that. Yes.
Yeah, nice. Well, look,
Real life mermaid.
You're not
a fish out of a cake.
A fish.
What else would you want on your birthday?
So good. All right, so you're not that. And I don't want to crush your dreams, but I suppose there is always the future. you're doing some pretty incredible stuff at the moment. How did it all begin? Like, how did it take us back to when it started in terms of like going down this path of being a yogi, just being a successful content creator in general?
There's quite a lot to the story, so buckle up. I'm sorry, yeah.
We're ready.
Click and clap, front and back. It started, I suppose, when I was, mum and a dad love each other very much. No, you know that part. When I was 15, actually, I started to get really bad depression and anxiety. And it was all consuming, I suppose. So before that, I was really sporty and active and fit. And when you are in the depths of depression, you don't have the energy to even get up and brush your teeth or like get dressed, let alone go out and actually do something that will help make you feel better. And there's a sense of almost like morbid comfort in the depression because it's familiar and it's known and you feel safe there, even though it's the least safe place you could possibly be. It's like the depths of your own mind. So, or the darkest parts, not the depths, but the darkest parts. And yeah, so going through that, I ended up quitting all the sports that I did growing up and moving actually to, well, I had a couple of inpatient stays in psychiatric wards, in specialist ones in Sydney and one in Newcastle as well. And then, yeah, once I got out of those, I hadn't been at school in so long. And so I couldn't actually finish the year anyway. So I left school and found an alternate way to get into university, which is called the STAT test, which they don't tell you about in school. But it's actually really cool. It measures intellectual potential and capacity rather than your ability to remember certain facts. So we were laughing before about geography and stuff like that. There's no way to study for this test. And it kind of just uses problem solving and like puzzle-like situations for you to, and they figure out how you come to your conclusion. So it's not even about whether the answer's right necessarily. It's about the way you got there. And from that, they spurts out a random number and you either get accepted to uni or you don't. So I got into Newcastle University, went to Newcastle University for, I think it was about 2 years. I'm not too sure now. And then was studying a whole bunch of random stuff, just doing a Bachelor of Arts. I feel like I've been speaking for half an hour already. I'm so sorry.
No, keep on going. Keep on.
And yeah, but I knew a couple of things intrigued me, but not exactly one particular thing. And I lacked that kind of drive or that purpose or that passion. And when I started doing photography, I learned that I really liked coming back to that. So growing up, I liked taking photos and would like go for walks around the streets around our home and just take a camera and take photos of random stuff. And I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. So I kind of exhausted all of the photography subjects that I could do at Newcastle Uni. And so I looked into going to Griffith Uni up in the Gold Coast. So I moved up there for a couple of years and did a couple more years at Griffith doing photojournalism. And then started traveling and taking photos and then started getting jobs from that. And that kind of snowballed into the influencer thing. So around the same time that I was at uni in Queensland, moving up there and fully stopping all the sports that I'd done earlier, I really missed moving my body. And I was like, okay, I know I need to get better. How am I going to do that? And I know that moving my body is medicine. It has always felt like that. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I started walking or running most mornings and yoga. As in, I would find random photos on Instagram, of all places, of people doing what I thought were yoga poses, and most of them were, some of them probably weren't. And I would go to the beach in the mornings, wake up at like 4:30 a.m. because the sun rises so early in Queensland, and set up a tripod in my camera and put on the 10-second timer, run over and do a handstand, and then run back and see how it looked. And then, go to uni or work, and then, was flat out with that. Ended up moving back to Newcastle because I was traveling so much. I was like, why would I still be not like in Queensland away from my family and my friends and stuff like that if I didn't need to be? So moved back here and then was traveling pretty much non-stop, and that kind of happened for the next 6-7 years. And that kind of led us to here. But another thing that I found with yoga was it was the one thing that actually helped to ground me. And it was, I guess, the meditation within it that I found so cathartic and so healing, was the ability to just switch off and to connect to your body on such a level where it is just a form of meditation. And yeah, so then I did my teacher training and loved it. Because before that, I thought I was doing yoga, but I wasn't. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, whether it was right or not, which it totally wasn't. Like, I look back now on photos and I'm like, oh no, that was not good. No one look at it. And I had no idea about the philosophy behind it. So going in and understanding all of that, I was like, oh my goodness, yoga. And from that, I was like, this is everything. Like, this is phenomenal. So I started teaching, and then I started teaching retreats, and then now I teach retreats internationally, and I can't breathe because I've been speaking for so long, but that's pretty much my story all wound up in one.
I guess, like, touching back on how yoga kind of really helped you during, I guess, your hardest times in life. You talked about the yoga philosophy. How did you kind of discover that? And I guess, what is it for anyone that doesn't know?
So, good question. I discovered it through the teacher training that I did. So there's I've done a bunch of different teacher trainings over the years. I love being a student. I love learning.
Yeah.
And it also just seems right. Like, when you start to learn more about yoga and the philosophy of it and behind it, you realize the more you know is the more you know you don't know. And so it's just like infinite potential to learn and to not even just like retain the knowledge or the facts, but to truly feel it in your body and experience it for yourself to then be able to share it. I feel like that's a more vulnerable and honest way to be in life in general. But yeah, when I first started yoga, and I think a lot of people do this too, is we find it from the asana, which is just one of, it depends on what style of yoga you teach or learn about as well, is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. And it's the third one, actually. But so there's these 7 other limbs that you have no idea about. And you think that it just stops with what you do on your mat, but it's not at all about that. It's the way of yoga being integrated into everything that you do. So, the way that you communicate and that you speak with people, the way that you think, the way that you talk to yourself, and the internal dialogue and the language that you use with yourself. Being mindful and present, just taking a moment of gratitude in every moment. So it's breaking down everything, completely stepping away from the ego. And then it comes back to the word practice. And I think that's what's integral to yoga, is the practice of being human. It's just practicing every day, and it's not about attaining a certain position or even path. It's just about being completely fluid and flexible, not only in your body, obviously, but also mostly in your mind. And then what you do on your mat is just, it's a way of teaching you something that you can then take with you out into the rest of the world.
It sounds like such a transformative tool. And you also have like this insanely, even when I read like your Instagram posts, just the way you talk and put words together and write. For anyone who doesn't know, she's like the best poet ever. She came out with
I'll take it.
You came out with your it's launching soon, your very first book.
Yes.
And it's called You Will Rise. I just wanted to know a little bit more behind what inspired you to create it and what your intentions were.
It didn't need any inspiration. It just kind of happened. So when I was still recovering from depression and anxiety, and I was living in Queensland, and I was exhausting myself from working 60 plus hours a week at a restaurant, going to uni, and waking up at 4 ungodly hours to go to the beach and take photos because I was passionate about it. And just being a human, and especially a female, we get emotional. And I'm a Scorpio. Like, I am a water baby 100%. And so crying, I would end up just like bawling my eyes out when I got home sometimes in the car, or I just fall asleep. I found to just pull out my phone and type, and then I'd realize I was in a flow state, or after the fact I would realize that I was in a flow state, because I would get home at, let's say, I don't know, like 7, and then I would be writing until like 11, just sitting in my car, like doing nothing else. And I'd be like, oh, I don't know where the time went, but I would feel better, and I knew that my soul then felt expressed and heard, even if it wasn't by anyone in particular. It felt heard by me, and I think that was the most important part. And so I fell in love with writing because it became a way for me to express healthily, and in a way that I knew wasn't hurting me, wasn't hurting anyone else, and really felt healing. And then I got the courage eventually to start to share a couple of those on captions just on Instagram. And I'd been vulnerable before in a couple of captions, but not in terms of poetry, not in terms of like the soul creation, just in general facts and things that I was going through. And so to share that honestly felt like the most vulnerable thing, even more vulnerable than sharing how, like, the things that I was going through. Because it is just like an insight into your diary, really. It's like the things that you don't even speak out loud, possibly ever, because it feels safe to write them, but not to share them. But the instant feedback that I got was like, thank you, I resonate so much with this. This is beautiful. Like, you are putting to words exactly what I feel. And I didn't know how to do that. Thank you so much. And so from that, I was like, wow, okay, I thought I was so isolated and alone in a lot of these feelings. And then to be able to not just share them and express them, but to be able to connect with so many other people on the same level, going through similar things, was just, yeah, that I get goosebumps thinking about it, because it was just like the stories that I've heard from people is phenomenal. That's 100% one of my favorite things about social media is its ability. Sure, it can be a more toxic place to be depending on how you use it. But it's also just an opportunity to connect so deeply with other beings, and not sure, like, I know it's missing the physical side of things, but I mean, I think everyone in the world right now can say that it isn't the same as connecting one-on-one with someone in the flesh, but it definitely has its benefits, yeah.
Yeah, Meg and I have been lucky enough to have a little sneak preview of your book, and it's absolutely incredible. Actually going through it last night with my girlfriend as well, who's into poetry, and absolutely loved it. I thought the photography was incredible.
Thank you.
It was such it just creates a cool experience. You're like almost like captured by the book, and we're just looking at it on PDF.
It's cool to think that like
nice. In your hands is cool.
Your book's being curated by like by so many moments in your life, and it's all just come together as one.
Yeah,
so
well,
cool.
It's been written over the last 7 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very excited about it.
For sure. I just stuffed up everyone, if everyone's listening at home. Well, there was a pause. Well, I didn't stuff up. You just freaked out. So we have a thing. We only have a camera that goes for half an hour. And I'm like, I'll put my hand up when we're getting close and we got to do the cuts a half an hour. It's getting close. And then Siana's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, keep on going. You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. But yeah, let's cut it right now, and we'll see the audience on the other side.
Recap.
So we're back, Siana, and I want to talk a little bit more about what you spoke about previously with like the tough times you went through. I know there's quite a story that you can go into with things like depression that you mentioned earlier, but what I also want to chat about is like people are going through really tough times at the moment in 2020, and there was a number of things that you used, along with obviously professional help, to overcome those tough times. You mentioned a few already, everything from gratitude to yoga to writing. Can you kind of give people not so much just giving them like the old phrase like teach them to fish rather than giving them a fish. So maybe those strategies will work for people. But I think the important thing was you had this like the self-awareness to realize what you as a person required in order to overcome those challenging times. Can you talk a little bit further about that and any advice you'd have for people?
I think it's such a personal thing. Like, everyone's completely different, and what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for another person. And so rather than just saying what might work, I think it's really up to the individual, up to you, whoever's listening, to explore that and to do it with an open mind and an open heart. So understand that sure, some things might not work as well as other things, but just to become curious about it. So just trial around and be like, what things make me feel good? What is the intention of me doing those things? What do I want to get out of it? Why do I want to get those things out of it? Like, what's the mindset behind the intention even? So like dissecting it in 3, 4, 5, 12 layers as far back as you can. And I think that's a really good space to then learn more about yourself and become more self-aware. But everything from or for me, waking up earlier in the mornings and getting better sleep. Like you can go back to the basics and be like, hydrate, eat clean, sleep well, hug the ones you love. Like that's all really what it comes down to, is those basic human needs being met. And then once those are met, it's kind of a free for all. What makes you feel good? Early morning, sunshine, going for a walk, saying hi to random cute dogs. Or you thought I was going to say random cute guys. That too. Say hi to random cute guys. And yeah, like it's all completely up to your journey, I think, as an individual to discover what makes you feel better. Yeah. For me, definitely, I think routine helped a lot. And so finding a couple of things, especially in the morning, like I love a good morning routine. I love it. And I love learning about other people's too, because I'm like, yes, I love that. Yeah, getting up early, doing a couple of things that make you feel good in the morning first thing, not using your phone so much, being aware of how much time you're spending on social media and whether or not it's healthy or hurtful. I think that's something that I ask myself a lot is this healthy and is this helpful or is it hurtful? And then reassessing the situation and kind of changing your actions accordingly.
Yeah, what I absolutely love about that is also the understanding, like you talked a lot about certain things there that can be really beneficial, can be pleasurable short term. So overusing social media, we use it so much because it's like stimulating short term, right? But you talked a lot about like making decisions for your long term good. So for instance, someone goes and drinks a Coca-Cola, like that's pleasurable short term. Sleeping in, going to bed late and sleeping in, like that's really pleasurable short term. And for some people with their circadian rhythms, could be a good thing. But my point is, like, you've described strategies that are very beneficial for people long term, you know, eating right, eating whole foods, hydrating, getting your sleep right, gratitude, like you can't go wrong with that, right?
No.
Like there's something pleasurable that humans feel about being negative in the short term, but having that long-term mindset to really, really steer your life, your heart, your soul, and with that, how your brain actually operates and thinks long-term, by making those wise decisions to look, okay, is this really going to help me long term, or is this just a short term thing that's kind of helping me in my present situation but isn't going to help me? So,
but in saying that, a couple of things. One, with gratitude, like it's so easy just to be like, yeah, just like be grateful, like just have like write a gratitude list every day. And I feel like it's kind of palmed off in like this box of we all know that we should do it, but no one actually does it really. Yeah. If you actually take a moment to honor the moment that you're in and tune in with your body, tune in with your breath, and notice from a third person even. I like to kind of separate myself from it, or myself from the ego, and be like, what's Siana feeling right now? And then you take a moment, you actually feel it. You don't just think about it. You allow every sensation to move through you and you go, that's interesting. This is what I'm feeling. What am I going to do with it? What am I best to do with it? Like what would help me right now in this moment? And then, what would help me long term? But I think those are more just like habits that you learn. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a conscious thing for any of us, like us in this room anyway. You probably don't wake up in the morning and go, okay, what is going to be good for me long term? It's more that you know the things that make you feel good and that you've adapted and you know your body well enough that those things just kind of coincide. Like
I love
they're
that.
completely harmonious.
Yep. Self-awareness. I love it so much.
Yeah. And then self-forgiveness too. Like, sure, you're saying late nights and like sleeping in and stuff, it's not the best for us and we all know that. But we're all human. Like just be a little bit self-forgiving and just be like, all right, sure, I didn't do the best yesterday and I probably only got 0.2 hours sleep. But there's another night tonight and I can get 12 hours sleep.
So good.
Maybe not 12.
Yeah.
You talked about how you kind of started with your photography and your passion for yoga. How did you, I guess, how did that all start, I suppose? Because you have like 1.6 million followers now. So how did you start it and kind of create that? I guess you have this special connection or bond with your followers as well. So how do you create your content to inspire others?
I think a big part of it was that I wasn't initially creating content to inspire others. Like that wasn't the intention or the meaning behind it. It was coming from a place of self-expression and creation. Just being a human and being vulnerable. And there is that kind of separation. So when you do share something on social media, you're not expressing that to one person in particular. And so it's easy to kind of detach from it almost. So it felt to me like it was just a form of healing, because I could just post something and it would be off my chest. And then the fact that that helped other people, I was like, wow, win-win. Like it wasn't, I never went into it being like, I want to get followers. Like that, it wasn't a thing when I started. Like it sounds weird, but like I was in the OG, I suppose, kind of Instagrammer group thing. I hate that term, but what other term is there? Just like where we didn't know the potential of it and how big it would grow. No one did at the time. And it was just kind of, I guess, divine timing, Dharma, Kismet, call it whatever you want. But it was just, I think that was a big part of it. And that's a question that I get often a lot now is like, how do I grow my social media following? How do I do what you do? And I'm like, you don't. You do what you do and you do it the best. And if it's meant to be, it will open up the right paths for you regardless of what that looks like. Like you might think that you want it to look like one thing, but that's not what your sole purpose is and what it needs most.
So good. I was just going to quickly ask if there's, I know you're following up with something, but is there like a few kind of principles, values that you kind of hope that people take from your Instagram when they're scrolling through and seeing, look, something that is so perfect, like your life looks perfect and all that, but you're also, you're very honest on it as well. So is there certain values that you'd like people to take from what you produce in terms of your content?
I think that's the beauty of stories, to be honest, Instagram stories, is that people's feeds, they are curated, especially as like coming from a photographic background. There's certain aesthetic and like colors and filters and stuff that we like and that we like to share because it's pleasing aesthetically, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just noticing the light and the beauty in the light and capturing it and sharing it. What is a problem is when it becomes so contrived and formulated that it does, I guess, perceive or it is perceived in a certain way by other people. But you can't necessarily control that because they're going to perceive it however they need to or do so at the time. And that's kind of out of your control because the same thing is, absorbed differently by different people. I'm sure everyone's aware of that. What was the other part of the question?
Oh, just you're answering it. It's just the central values that you're trying to...
Oh, values, yes.
Yeah, you're trying to like have people appreciate through your content.
I think first and foremost is just joy for life. I think, it's just appreciation of the small little things. But having different facets and different kind of layers of social media, I feel like they've all got different benefits and different ways of being consumed by the community, followers, whatever you want to call them. So stories is like definitely a more realistic or like raw kind of place that you can share stuff that's happening day to day, which I personally like so much better than like flicking through random images. I think that's great for inspiration or stuff to do some of the time. Everyone's sat on their phone before. What else are you going to do when you're taking a poop? I don't know. But I think just being happy, just being kind. Like I want it to be a really uplifting place and a safe space for people to be able to go to. I think originally I was hoping to be kind of like a big sister to anyone who needed it by being as vulnerable and transparent as I could. And I don't hold back either. Like I want people to understand that you don't always have to be happy. And even though I am majority of the time now, it's okay when you're not. And so I'll share that openly if that happens. And I do so a lot through my poetry as well.
Yeah. Well, God forbid there's anyone negative out there on like going through your Instagram and commenting and ranting. But how do you kind of, I guess, push that aside when it comes to social media?
Another great question. I don't actually surprisingly get a lot of it. I think I'm really I don't know.
Who could hate you? Like what? It just doesn't make any sense.
Her smile is too big.
No, it's because I have a little face. It just takes up more of my head.
The truth is out.
The ratio. It's true.
I'm just going to be looking at your head this whole time. Like, wow.
You're staring at me with like your head cooked to one side. Oh, I forgot what the question was now. What was the question?
It was
How to stop the haters.
Oh,
yes.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, how to not care about the haters, but you don't have any haters.
yeah.
I mean, at social media, everyone's going to have haters.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely don't get as much as I know other people do, which I'm really grateful for. But I think part of that is because, or majority of that is because I set standards really early on. I never used to use, well, for a while, like when it first kind of came out, I wasn't using social media in a healthy way, and I was probably getting addicted to it, which a lot of people are. But recognizing that, and then I stepped away from it for about 6 months, for a while, I think, or a couple of months at least. I was forced to. My profile got hacked at the time, and so I lost it, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But then, yeah, it was a really humbling lesson, because I was like, it honestly doesn't matter. And it's so nice to not feel the need to. I would like shower with my phone like next to me, because if anything was to come up like a negative comment or something like that, I would delete it and block the person. And that's a standard that I would still do. I don't have to do it barely ever, but like if that did happen still, I'm like, I want this space, and I have control over that. Is I want this space to be happy and uplifting. So if someone's being mean or just judgmental to me, to anyone else, like to anyone else about anything, I'm like, that isn't what this space is for. And unless it's kind and compassionate and considerate, I don't have space for it here. And you can do that. You're more than welcome to. Social media is a big world. Just do it elsewhere.
And as well as blocking out the haters with your SPF 30.
Yeah, that one lined up. That was great.
So funny,
honestly.
So you have an abundance of wisdom behind you, and with everything that you've been through. So we're gonna go into a little segment here called #Life Advice, and I would love if you could give some advice to all the listeners out there, just kind of how to live an abundant, fulfilling like life with sunshine and lilies and just everything that you are. So I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
The first one is, what are your 3 top tips to combat a bad day? And do you even call it a bad day?
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it a bad day. I wouldn't not call it a bad day.
Right, so it's an all right day.
She's using mind tricks on us now.
No, it's just being present in the moment and accepting that you're human and all of the different phases that you'll embody as a human. And especially as a woman, that's empowering. That's liberating to be like, okay, I'm not feeling glowing right now, and that's okay. Like, that's freaking okay. I'm going to go and cry with my other friend who's not feeling okay today either. Like, that's cool. Yeah. As long as you've got, just know that it's all transitory, it's all temporary, and just as quickly as you fell into that mood or that funk, you can pull yourself back out again, whether it be by, just like enjoying feeling not so good about yourself. Be like, okay, I'm going to wallow and I'm going to have a bath and I'm going to eat a block of dark chocolate and I don't even care. Or whether you're like, okay, I'm in a funk. I don't want to be in a funk. I'm going to go and pump myself up. I'm going to go and stare in the mirror and I'm going to be like, you got this, girl. You got this. Or I'm going to go and like, I don't know, give yourself a full body massage, cover yourself in oil and take some time, giving yourself a little bit of like self-love, self-pleasure, or going out in the sunshine, going for a walk, honestly, just like taking your shoes off, walking on the bare earth, connecting and exchanging your energy with Mother Earth. You can't go wrong. You will instantly feel better. Or just like dancing around your room, your apartment, your house, whatever you got. Really doesn't matter. Or try like the jumping thing. You know how people do like the jumping and they shake?
Oh,
the Conor McGregor.
That'll do something.
Yeah. I love that so much. That's so good. Back to attitude and just perspective. Like, one of my favorite phrases is, every day stand guard at the door of your mind. I alone decide what thoughts and beliefs I let into my life. With those thoughts and beliefs, I create my blessings, joy, and love. And it's something that I live my life by, and I got that quote from people far, far more wise than myself. But
that's a beautiful quote.
Rings true.
I liked the more poetic version where it's like, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds.
Yeah,
like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
My brain's more like airy-fairy.
Yeah. Here's analytical Caleb over here and beautiful Siana over there. Yeah, lovely. Look, you just answered the next question, which was, what are the most important things to consider when it comes to having a relationship with yourself and caring for yourself? But you pretty much said all that.
Everything is so important.
Yeah.
So let's skip that question because you've done it. So, Meg, can I do another one?
Yes.
All right.
Whoa, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Whoa, going off the books here.
This was Meg's question. I've taken it.
Oh, it's all right. You can have it.
Meg, you'll do the next one, so it's all good. Oh, wait, no, is there a next one? Yeah, there is. All right. Do you have any advice about finding fulfilling work and how to succeed in a career?
I think to find fulfilling work is how's the anticipation building? No.
I was like, what's she going to drop? The eyebrows. Whoa, this can't be good.
We're waiting.
No, I think it's not about what you do, and it's expectation is the root of all heartache. So giving yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of space to be like, I'm not going to expect X, Y, Z of myself. I'm just going to go in it with, a bit of openness, a lot of curiosity, and just see what comes of it, and know that you'll always be pushed and redirected in exactly the ways that you're supposed to, so that you are always exactly where you're meant to be, because you are, like 100%. There's no other way to even consider it. Why? Because you are. Like, you're exactly where you're meant to be all the time. And then just, learn from things and redirect when you need to. And values are a huge thing. So knowing that what you're doing is fulfilling to you, has a greater purpose, and you're giving something back as well. And I think when it comes down to it, that's what's most important, is to be contributing to something greater than ourselves. And I think that's what gives us a sense of connection to community, to others. Our dharma, our purpose, I think all kind of is seeded and grows out from that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Definitely exactly where you're meant to be, right with us, sitting at this very
100%.
I can't speak. I said podcast.
You had a concussion a few days ago. You're okay.
Podcast. All right, so the next question. Just going to take
You actually did have a concussion, by the way. Like, if people are listening to that and they just thought like Siana like just insulted Meg, no, like it actually happened.
I didn't think of that, yeah. What do you think you know now about living a happy and successful life that you didn't know when you were younger?
I love this one because the answer is nothing. I think children, and myself included when I was younger, are the epitome of what it means to be happy and to live in the moment, and therefore successful, because that's what success is to me, at least. Like, if someone's to ask me, what does success look like to you? And how like they do those things, and they're like, is it money? Is it the reputation? Is it power? That kind of a thing. And I'm like, no, it's happiness. It's knowing who you are and being present in the moment, having fun with life, and just enjoying and accepting everything as it comes. Yeah. So I don't think I know anything now. I think I need to refer back to that younger girl and be like, yo, tell me your secrets. How do I be more like you?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's beautiful. Look, she's answered the last question.
Yes.
What are the major values or principles you live by? Maybe is there another value or principle that you want to, or a couple that you want to touch on?
For me, values are huge. And my mum's a psychologist, so she's actually like taught me from a very young age how to find them out about yourself and what they are, and how they can be presented in your life, and how they can then be beneficial for you once you are aware of them. But they're also not solid, like they're not cemented, and so they're fluid as well. They change with you as you do. So at the moment, huge values of mine are probably like honesty and therefore trust. I kind of see them as cousins, hand in hand. They're somewhat related. I love honesty, and I love the deepest part of honesty, I think, is vulnerability, and just the ability to be like, here I am, take me, leave me, whatever. I don't care, because I know who I am, and I'm self-assured in that. And so not needing someone else's, I guess, not meeting anyone else's expectations, including your own, is probably another one. Which I guess feels kind of like self-empowerment, self-liberation to a certain point. Kindness, Mum always taught us as kids that the least anyone ever deserves is common courtesy and a smile. So it doesn't matter what they do to you, like just understand that they're on their own path, they're going through their own thing, and everything that they project onto you is just that. It's a projection. It's got nothing to do with you necessarily. And the things that they say that might actually hurt you is an opportunity to reflect within and to be like, oh, actually, why does that make me feel like that? And is it because I believe that as well within myself? Or is it because my ego doesn't want to believe that, doesn't want to think that it fits into that mold when maybe it does? Just being soft with others and with yourself.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's pause the podcast for a second. Just a quick announcement. Firstly, thank you so much for tuning into the hashtag WHODIS podcast so far. Just a quick reminder, remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes, and don't forget to share it with your friends. You can also find us at Tropeaka on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, pretty much all over the web for all of your health and fitness inspo, along with a whole lot of fun.
Alrighty, we're on to our next segment, our favorite one of every podcast. Spirulina shots. We do this in every single podcast we have done to date, and it won't stop because it is a banger. How it works is we're going to go through your feed, Siana.
Yep.
We've already done it. We're going to pick a photo each, 2 photos, one from each of us.
Yep.
We're going to describe it, ask a question about it. If you get the question right, we do the Spirulina shot. If you get it wrong, you do the Spirulina shot. For those playing along at home who haven't seen Spirulina shots yet and have no idea what is Spirulina, Spirulina is the most badass superfood on the planet. It's so nutrient dense. You should be putting it in all your smoothies, but just in a little amount, because simply put, it tastes like creek. And if you put it in water, it tastes like creek water. So you want to put a little bit in your smoothies to disguise it. But Siana, we are superfood professionals around here.
I don't doubt it at all.
Including yourself. So Meg has created this absolute wicked concoction of 80% spirulina, 20% water that is healthy but brutal.
I actually don't mind the taste of spirulina, but I've never had it that concentrated.
This thick. This is thick.
interesting.
This is thick shake consistency.
Yeah.
So Meg, you've got the phone. You want
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't think you're ready for
Okay.
this jam, but I am ready.
So in this picture, you're not wearing activewear. You're not wearing a bikini. You're in clothes. What are you
that's
wearing?
rare.
Yeah, exactly why I chose it.
I know it.
What are you wearing?
I think you need to. No, you gotta. That's a real tough question, man. You gotta give a date.
I? What
You
am
gotta
I
give a
doing?
date, like how long ago or something.
I'm trying to
She's
make it
got
hard.
how many photos does she have? Like
You're wearing
6,000.
clothes. What one is it?
That is the hardest. Can you tell?
like, well-
Can you tell we don't prepare for this segment too well?
Shot for that just because that was terrible.
I know. Actually, that's a good idea, Meg. You're taking the first one. That is the worst question I think I've ever heard. You're wearing clothes. What clothes? As if she's only got one outfit. It would be hilarious if it was actually the outfit she's wearing at the moment. All right.
Okay.
Don't take it now. You can
We'll do it together.
you
We'll
can
do it
we can do
together.
proper shots where you do it together.
All right. So this picture is from May 2019, and you're
Is there like what's in the background?
it's like a brick wall and like a big glass like window, and the wall's black, and you're doing like this sassy hands on hip pose.
Oh, I do know where
legs-
I am.
Oh, no.
Okay, she's got the photos.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
enough clues.
Yeah.
Now she's got to remember.
I'm wearing wedge shoes that have laces up to the ankles. No.
No, I'm just joking. Keep going.
No, I think she got it. Did she say red?
Wedge.
Oh, wedge.
Wedge.
Sorry, my bad.
And then a long black skirt, or like a 3/4 length black skirt with like frill things, and then a white tie up top.
No, I actually
two-
thought you were gonna get that one.
Yeah,
am I
you two are
wearing?
taking the first
Okay,
Spirulina
I'm gonna
shots.
show you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is there like a story behind this picture, Or
It was just fresh digis for my agency in
yeah.
LA.
You're in LA, yeah. Oh, nice.
And you're in LA for what marketing purposes, or were you traveling? Or
Probably just traveling at the time. I've got an agency out there and I do some work out there normally a couple of times a year. Like I'm out there, I normally escape the summer here and go out there because then it's 24/7.
Nice. Favorite place in America? What's your favorite place?
I haven't been to most of America. So I feel like it would be, I wouldn't be doing it justice if I was to cook it like that. But Hawaii,
Yeah. Okay.
can I
Yeah,
say that?
you
'Cause
can,
it's
I
off the
suppose you can
mainland.
count that one. Yeah.
I got a
counts.
technicality there. Kauai specifically, it's just magical.
Amazing. Yeah, I thought you actually said that in another podcast. I think someone asked what your favorite place is because I feel like I knew that answer. Yeah.
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Bahamas, Bali, and anywhere tropical. Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Well, you know what I'm going to love? Watching you two do a spirulina shot right
All
now.
Do
So
I grab one?
cheers that
Okay.
one.
Woohoo! Cheers! Don't taste bad at all.
Then you got to smile to the camera.
Have I got green teeth?
No, what?
You got green teeth.
It's stuck at the bottom.
Stuck at the
Some
bottom.
stuck at the
No,
bottom.
you should.
You've got to.
We got some water there. You got to get the dregs happening. Yeah, there we go.
I like it.
Yeah, you've got issues then. That's good.
You've got an issue here.
Welcome to the club.
Love it. Alrighty, now I need the phone.
I feel healthier already, guys.
Very good. Well, look, if you want to be a little bit healthier, then you've got some.
I'm going to do that every
You've got
day.
a couple line up. We do
Not
that. We like our spirulina shots. We just normally put
that's
more
good.
water in it at
Yeah.
home.
It's not that bad, guys. Then they're like, it's creek water. I'm like, yeah, I drink creek water.
It's our childhood.
I do, and then I find out later that it's probably got a whole bunch of diseases in it, and I'm like, oh.
All right, Meg's picked this photo for me. All right, Siana, you are wearing clothes. Miss. Not the clothes that Meg was describing. You are wearing a bikini. You're on the beach. You got a bit of a power pose happening. This is 13th of September, 2019. And at Sandy Beach. Where's Sandy Beach? Newcastle?
Sandy Beach.
Yeah, it's called Sandy Beach. Do you have a doppelganger that you just send to random beaches to take photos? She's a fraud, guys.
I feel like there's probably a bunch of sandy beaches that I've been to, though, so I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I can just do the simple thing of just clicking on it and it will tell me. Sandy Beach is Apple Maps. Oh, Honolulu.
Oh.
So you were at a place in southeast.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Yep, I know.
Southeast Hawaii, right?
Yep.
And you've got something in your hand. What is in your hand?
A camera.
Oh, no! I always lose this game.
I knew you'd lose. I just wanted you to start.
All
I
right.
love that you call that a power stance.
Well, yeah, I don't know. You can tell I'm a dumb guy that's got no idea.
I think power stance, and I'm like, Superwoman.
Well, look, you're looking powerful. I
Oh, it's
suppose.
like that's what I
The
do
energy.
when someone's like, "Hey, I'll take a photo." I'm like, nailed it.
All right. Well, look, we've got another spirulina shot. We've got two on the table.
I'll do it with you.
Do you want to do double or nothing?
Oh, me?
Oh.
Okay, yep.
So high stakes. The loser of this question does two.
Okay. And 2 and 2. You've got to do 2 shots in 2 seconds. Like,
Oh, even
Ooh,
better.
Okay. Yeah.
Spicy.
spicy.
You're on a towel, and what is the color of the towel? It's got
I'm on towels all the time
no.
too,
It's
guys. Come on.
it's got two colors. Well, Meg, sorry, help me. Am I colorblind?
Call for help.
This
What am
is
I
two
doing?
colors, right? And the third color is just sand, so it's not. Yeah, it's
the same picture.
same picture.
Just
There's two colors on this towel, right? Yeah, because the third color is just the color of the sand.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the towel has 2 colours. What is it?
Are you sure it's not the same?
I think I know what towel it is then.
Okay.
Like a white cream and a light brown.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait. I don't know. That's a technicality. So I don't know if the light brown is sand or it's the colour of the towel.
This is a terrible one.
This is the horrible one. All right, I'm going to give you a different question then.
Okay.
Because that's a technicality. Because you also didn't mention the third colour on it, which was black or charcoal.
You said there was 2 colours.
Well, that was it was white and charcoal, but I don't know if the brown you're referring to is sand or the colour of the towel. That's why I needed to get Meg. People listening at home are like, this is the worst segment of the worst segment of the worst segment.
She's crying. She's crying.
I thought no one could suck more than Meg at the start of this segment, and I brought it to a whole new level.
There's 2 colours. What are they? Wait, is that a colour? No, you didn't say the third colour.
And then white and black aren't even colours. Or maybe charcoal it is. I don't know. Technicality. All right, let's do this. You're wearing a bikini.
Is this the same photo?
It's the same photo.
Yeah.
What is the colour of the? It's a striped bikini. I'll give you some hints, some help.
Yep.
What is the colour of the colours on the bikini?
Brown, reddy burgundy, mauve, purple, and
Oh,
white.
for God's
Wow,
sake.
so specific.
I'm going back to the towel question. All right, I'm doing 2 spirulina shots. Well done.
How many bikinis do you own, by the way?
Okay. So I have boxes and boxes
That's
and
what
boxes.
I
and
thought. I
boxes.
was like, surely she can't get this one.
But most of them are from like before I was aware of conscious fashion and like especially bikinis and stuff like that. And so I tried to minimalize and keep down what I have. So now every time I get something new, I try to take out something old from my cupboard so I'm replacing it so I can keep
Awesome.
it at a certain amount. And majority of my bikinis, if not all of them now, are all sustainable and eco-friendly. So that's actually a company called Palm Swimwear, and they do really great ones, and I love the way that
Amazing.
they fit. So I remember them because I still have them in my little box of I only have like a small drawer now of bikinis. I'm so proud of myself.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I will only wear these. There's probably like, I don't know, 20, 30 maybe in there.
Yep.
But downsizing
Yeah.
from like
And you couldn't help just
500,
For
I
sure.
did well.
That's a good
Yeah.
little collection.
I would have liked you to at least not remember one of the 20, but hey, why not? All right, I'm taking that. Where's that? Just to do a shout out, where's that bikini company based?
Swimwear.
Yeah, where are they based? Are they Australian or international, or you can shop internationally with them?
I'm
or-
sure you
or
can
you're not
shop
sure?
internationally. I'm not sure where they're based.
Okay, yep, cool. All right, torture time.
Woohoo.
Oh yeah, I don't have to do it. I'll do one with your butt.
Yay.
Although I want to see you do 2 and 2. Double fisting.
Do I have to kind of like do it at, like see if my mouth is wide enough or whatever?
That is one way to spill it all over yourself,
over
all over your
white
white shirt.
All right, here we
No
go.
longer white.
Here we go.
1, 2. Bit behind time
It was a
there.
really quick 2 though. 1, 2. You didn't do it.
I'll get the
I forgot the
dregs as well.
Mississippi.
You got to do it. You know what you got to do? You've got to do these in with a straw. Oh, that is some green tongue.
yeah.
Hey, Hulk.
Increased strength. Complete amino acid profile. Spirulina, very, very high in protein. So if you want to become the Hulk,
You got it on your shirt.
Oh no! Damn it! Well, that's not coming out. Anyway, yeah.
Great
okay.
for you,
And
but don't drink it wearing white.
the annoying thing is we do IGTV clips, and we're going to pull this out, and then we'll probably have a clip after this, and it'll be pulled out without context, and people will be like, "Who is this grub?"
Maybe we should just do the whole shirt green.
Oh, yeah.
Then you won't look like a grub.
or do some like
Then you'll
weird-
look like the
Some
Hulk.
paintwork.
like do some sort
Tie-dye.
of like, I was about to say do some sort of tie-dye effect, and people are like, oh, he's just fashionable. That's in at the
And you're
moment.
like, no, it's Spirulina tie-dye. Can you get any more hippie?
That's so good.
That's a good segment. I like that.
That was good.
You guys suck at it, but it's great.
You think we'd had a lot of practice by now, but it doesn't quite rub off.
We were in the car driving up, and we do practice a lot, and then beforehand, but then we got to the Spirulina shot segment. I'm like, I was like, oh crap, I haven't picked my photo. Have you, Meg? And she's like, no. Get a photo, I'm driving. So yeah, who knew a train wreck could look so beautiful in the end?
I actually thought I'd be a lot better at that game than I was.
Really? I think you nailed it.
No, well, I didn't get the first one.
Yeah.
I thought I would like nail all of them because I was like,
You got the wedges,
I take
though.
most of my photos. Like I know everything.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is that there is a different photo from a while ago. We're in the same shoes.
Yeah.
And apparently I wear clothes more often than we all think. Who'd have thunk it?
All right, moving on to the next segment, teeth check.
Yeah. All good. All good.
I'm
Did I
surprised.
do one? I was like, did I do one? Do I even need
I got
it?
great tongue.
No, you're good.
Ah, you're clean.
Wow.
I'm
Meg?
immune.
Superhuman, yeah.
Oh, you're clean now too.
Ah,
I
see.
think I had a great tongue.
No, you're good. You're good.
Did you just try to talk with your tongue out? That was amazing.
All right. Gonna move into our next segment here.
Which is what? She's got the giggles.
I'm just gonna I've got the giggles. So we're going into our next segment, and it's called #World Traveller. So you're a bit of an avid traveller. You've been all around the globe. Unfortunately, this year in 2020, it's obviously been a rough year for travelling, been on the grounds most of the time. But yeah, I just want to learn a bit more about your travelling experiences. So we got a bunch of questions lined up for you. And the first one is, what's your favourite country that you've travelled to and your least favourite experience?
In that country?
No, in like any travelling experience.
Oh. I don't have a least favourite experience because like even the stuff that happens in the moment, it's so funny later. Like if you like lose your passport and your wallet and stuff like that, where in the moment you panicked, you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm going to be stuck here forever. Later on, that's the best stories.
Have you actually lost your passport?
No, I haven't lost my passport, touch wood.
Yeah.
One of my girlfriends lost her passport in Ecuador, actually.
No way.
Yeah, and she only noticed the day that, and she had no idea where it was. And so she thinks it was in the rainforest somewhere.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she noticed a couple of hours before we were supposed to fly out, and so she had to call like the embassy and everything, and she ended up having to stay for a couple of extra days, and so that they could get like another passport sent to her so that she could leave. I was like, whoa, that's intense.
Yeah.
I remember losing my passport in Dubai airport. I just left it in a shop.
That airport is huge.
Yeah. And I freaked out. I was like, wait a minute. And then I kind of just had to backtrack everything that I had done. And then eventually I found it.
Where was it? In like the date store?
It's in like some little fruit shop or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty intense in the moment.
Is that it's so big
So
that if you
big,
have a 12-hour layover, you just give it, you just take it as an adventure. You're like, I'm going to go exploring.
So what's the best country you've traveled to?
I like anything warm but adventurous as well. Anywhere where the energy is more feminine than it is masculine. So Hawaii, 100% love Hawaii. I love Australia. I know that technically that's where I'm from and it's not like international travel, but traveling around Australia is beautiful and I want to do so much more of it. Bahamas, I love the Bahamas. I've got a really close friend and family out there that they've just kind of like adopted me every time I go out. And yeah, just they're beautiful. And the water there is insane. The beach is so white and there's barely anyone around. So I love it. Solomon Islands is also, I'll just rattle off like a whole list if you keep me going. Yeah, they're probably like my go-tos.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, bad experience, everything and nothing. Everything in the moment, so stressful, and then later it's fine.
Yeah. Have you got any funny experiences from that?
Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things that like you
gotta
can't think of in the
about,
moment,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
later on, I'll be in the shower washing my hair.
Caleb!
I have all the best thought processes in the shower, and I'll probably just start randomly laughing.
We can always post
Getting
edit,
knock on the door.
just
Are you
record
okay?
it in the shower and we'll just post edit it in right here. All right. Something you do know very, very well and you'll be able to remember is how to take an amazing photo while traveling. So what's your top tips for travel photography?
I think enjoying the moment is probably the most important part. So it's easy to kind of be somewhere or to go, especially as like a content creator, influencer, again, whatever you want to call it. A lot of the time it's confusing or it's hard to actually enjoy the moment for what it is and to experience the experience without worrying about taking a photo and stuff like that. So I think it's about firstly finding a way that you can integrate that into what you're doing. And I think that makes for a better photo anyway, because then you can remember it for what it was, and then maybe I'd be better at that game. Honestly, because you have emotional attachment to it rather than it just being a photo that was taken. And then how you actually take it, which I'm pretty sure was the proper question. Different things at different times. So one thing I love is a straight horizon. And if you give the camera to someone who has no idea what they're doing a lot of the time, their horizon's off, sometimes slightly, sometimes really off. And that's like a pet peeve of mine. But at the same time, there's a time and a place for like intentionally crooked kind of horizons in photography. So yeah, I don't think there is like a formula. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think it's more just about, I was taught otherwise, technically, at university, doing photojournalism. But from what I've learned about it, it's just like have fun with it, take photos, and you'll learn your own like style and technique, and then like the way that you edit and stuff. I love editing photos. Like I love editing photos more than I love taking photos. Like just, I don't know, filters are so fun to play with because it changes the color and so much. And so get experimental with it. I take most of my own photos, which is kind of a fun fact that people don't really know. Sometimes not. Like if I'm with someone at the time or something, like they're there, obviously I'll be like, hey, can you take a photo instead? But a lot of the yoga photos and stuff like that, I'll just go to the beach and like set up my phone, not even a proper tripod and camera, just my iPhone. Put on like a timer and then run over, do a handstand, headstand, whatever, and run back and have a look at it. And that's how I've done it for years. And I like that because it's kind of like analog photography in a way, because you know how with like old school photos, film photos, you take the photo and you can't instantly see it. Yeah. It's kind of like that. So, and then when you get them developed, you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting it to look like that. It's like that. So I'll take the photo and be like, oh, it fell and it looks kind of cool. Like the phone fell on its side and I'm not against it. Have fun with that. Don't be so serious about it. Like when it comes down to it, you're just capturing a moment, and some moments are more beautiful than others.
Some of the best captured moments are just when you're like in it.
Yeah,
really.
fully candid. Yeah,
candid. That's the word. Yeah,
in it.
In it.
This photo, I was in it.
So what does your exercise routine look like whilst you're traveling? Do you still do a bit of yoga, or do you mix it up?
100%. So yoga is kind of a non-negotiable, and that looks different every day. Sometimes it is, like 3 hours on my mat, not intense necessarily, but like I could be there in Shavasana for a long time afterwards, or like journaling, meditating afterwards. Other times it's like a 5, 10, 15 minute flow in the mornings just to kind of stretch and wake my body up. And other times I just get on my mat and cry. And other times it's doing yoga through meditation or being mindful, the way that you eat, speak, think, that kind of thing. So yoga is 100% a non-negotiable and will happen automatically now. But taking the time to just be present within yourself is something that it's so healing and nurturing for the soul. And once you know that, you don't even need to form or call it a habit. It just happens because you know that it feels good, and that like, why would you not do it if you can do it? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you not make time for something that feels so good? I think that's the same thing with like, I go on runs or like technically walks, and then I normally run down the hill because I feel fast. It's like my mum likes running in the rain because she feels like it's sweat. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, why don't you just run in a jumper? Like, but I guess it's the same thing. I'm like, why don't you just, I don't know, run faster on flat ground? No, I'll run down the hills. And then the rest of the time I kind of wander along and I'm like, good morning. Oh, look at the butterfly, look at the birds. I get pretty distracted pretty easy, in case you haven't noticed. So I do go on like walky run things. But yeah, all the exercise that I do is kind of incidental because it makes me feel good. So I don't work out for the sake of working out or for the sake of like looking good or anything like that, or to burn X amount of calories or whatever. I don't even know how many calories are in what I eat. I don't care because it's not about that. It's always about, like what makes you feel your best. And then the rest kind of just happens naturally. Or maybe I'm biased, and maybe for me that is just acai bowls and salads and all the healthy things and spirulina shots. And I don't know. Maybe it is more complicated than that, but I don't think it needs to be.
Yeah.
Oh, you're definitely onto something with all of that, and there's a lot of truth in it, and you're also not stressing over things as well when it comes to am I burning this amount of calories and whatnot. So just having a good relationship with exercise and with nutrition is very clear in your life, and such a powerful thing to live by. So we love it. On to the final segment now. Meg's been showing off in the interim, in the break, her lip balm. Meg, do you want to run us through your lip balm? Because you take it every...
I'd love to.
I think
She's like, really?
You'll have a kid one day, and it'll be in the list of priorities. It'll be like Meg's lip balm she's made herself, then the kid, then maybe...
No, it will 100% be the kid first. But like before...
But with lip balm on. The lip balm on the kid.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Or
But definitely before like laundry and stuff like that.
all right, run us through what's in your homemade lip balm.
I can't remember all the ingredients, but there's shea butter. Shea. Shea.
I thought it was shea, but I don't know. Maybe I've just been saying it wrong.
SHEA.
Butter, yes.
Probably Americans say it one way, Aussies say it the
And
other.
then I've heard other people say shea.
Shea, yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Let's put a poll out to our audience.
But like actually, like if you are
just
aware
yell-
of what it is,
yell-
please let us know.
Just yell into the screen at the moment and let us know.
We'll hear you. We'll turn our ears on.
I actually have like a full list on my phone of my little concoction.
I'll put you on the spot, sorry.
Beeswax. I put in some orange essential oil.
Yep.
Some cinnamon, like actual cinnamon.
yum.
You can see the little, for a bit of like exfoliant as well. Some honey's in there.
So your lips are super kissable.
Yeah, I think that's almost about it. Yeah.
It's a good lip balm. I've had the pleasure of dipping my finger in it, I suppose. How the hell do I say that with like some sort of dignity?
It's a jar. If anyone, it's a jar.
Oh yeah, show the screen. Oh wait, people listen by audio. Yeah. I just have the context of video. It's a top quality homemade product. Well done, Meg. I think that's what we're getting at.
We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
We are.
Do you have any like DIY stuff that you do?
Oh, probably, but I don't like question it. Like I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think about it.
Like give us an example. I don't know.
Did you make your own herbal tea?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I did actually. I made that today.
No way.
I ground it in the mortar and pestle and everything.
No way.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's
so like
cool.
cinnamon sticks, coconut, and what else did I say put in it? I want to know when. Oh, vanilla rooibos.
Rooibos.
I did it, and vanilla rooibos. Yeah, kept it simple.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, I feel like you're the type that you'd make your own soaps if you could. Would you make your own soap?
I would, but I don't.
I was hoping for like some epic kind of conversation about, I did it a couple years ago.
No, one of my friends, she is incredible. She's an alchemist and a witch. She has her own brand of everything like that, from like soaps and moisturizers, elixirs, face oils, stuff like that. And yeah, I love everything that she creates in that department.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think I would love to learn to make my own lip balm, but I've been trying not to use lip balm because I think I got a bit addicted to it at one point. Like my lips
very
needed it,
addicted.
and I was like, I need to like detox from this so that I can just exist without I need to not need a lip balm. You know what I mean? Like you can use it because you want to taste good or something. I don't know.
It tastes good.
All right. Well, look, talking about making stuff and detoxing and whatnot, let's talk about your wellness routine. We're into the final questions, so run us through. And we're not talking just nutrition here. We're talking everything from skincare to not using a lip balm to yoga to meditating to waking up early. I'm giving all the answers out, but run us through everything, please.
How long do you have? Like, let's be honest. It changes every day. So like a routine, I guess, is kind of we need to become more flexible with that term because it doesn't happen religiously, but there's 100% things that I love to do that, do make you feel well and better and happy and vibrant. Waking up early, which I think to wake up early is more importantly to go to bed early, because if you're just like, just wake up early, people are like, I am so groggy, I cannot function on 4 hours sleep, I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's because you're human. Congratulations, you figured it out. Go back to bed. And I tell it to myself all the time, like in summer especially. So I'm not often here I've never been here for a winter, or not never, in the past 5 years. I don't think I've been here for a winter in more than like 4 or 5 weeks maybe in one go. And so, I've been sleeping in way more because of winter, but summer comes back around soon. And so I'll get up earlier again. And then I like to, first thing, I wash my face with pH 6 filtered water from a Kangen machine. So if you guys have no idea what that is, that's totally okay. But it's pretty much like it's really expensive water machine, but the benefits well outweigh it, and it's like it'll be with you for your lifetime. So I justified that investment. And then one of the functions is this beauty water. So it's like a natural toner. So I wash my face with a big bucket of cold pH 6 water every morning. Tongue scrape, brush my teeth, and put on some face moisturizer, which is like a really good brand called Biossance, which I love. I've actually been working with them for a couple of years, but I just fell in love with the products, and I've never tried something so great. So 100% hands down, if you're in need of that, not even like a promo thing right now. It probably sounds like it on a podcast, but seriously, just love it. And then drink Kangen water, a bunch of Kangen water. And then I've been having the Sarah's Day Tropica Body Bloom.
Nice.
Love the Body Bloom. And I really like it with a little bit of lemon. Gives it like a tang that I like. And some zinc drops and some, I wanted to say selenium, but that's not
Selenium,
right.
Yep.
No, I don't think that's right. Silica drops.
Ah, okay. For your skin and your nails and whatnot?
Yeah, skin, nails.
Nice.
Yeah. And so from there, I'll eat intermittently, as in like intermittent fasting, if it's there for me. So I love it, and I'm definitely for it. But at the same time, as a female, I think it's really important that before you attach yourself to doing that or wanting to do it or feeling the need to do it, you need to listen to your body first. So if I wake up and I'm hungry, I'll eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially like when you're on your cycle and stuff like that, it's important to take rest and to just nurture yourself fully. So if in the moment it feels best for me to do that, I will intermittent fast normally until just like 10 or 11 a.m. And in saying that, it's not a full intermittent fast because like I have the Body Bloom and the lemon and stuff like that. So I don't normally have breakfast until a little bit later, and I like to move on and meditate first thing. So if I haven't meditated when I first wake up because I need to pee, I'll go pee and brush my teeth and all that, and then I'll jump back in either in bed or just by the bed outside in nature. Like I said, it's been winter. I've been doing it indoors, but normally I go outside and I'll go on like a walk, either barefoot along the beach, and I'll meditate along that and probably do some yoga, or I'll put my shoes on and I'll go for a jog, aka energized walk. Just like along the beaches, just on top of the beaches. Maybe stop for meditation on there as well. I prefer to meditate outdoors and in nature, but in saying that, I live in a place where that's possible and where I can go and connect and find a space where I won't be interrupted by like cars or traffic or other people. So I understand that it's not that accessible for a lot of people to be able to do that. So find your meditation would be my thing. And then just honor whatever it looks like. So move my body, and then I like to get stuck into work, because once you kind of got that energized endorphin high, I like to ride it and get into like emails and the nitty gritty stuff that if you don't do then, you won't get done that day because you just keep putting it off. So getting it done is really important. And then I'll jump into like some breakfast or brunch, probably want to call it that late. And then just get on with my day. So I think my morning routine is probably the things that I do in a structured way, or some kind of a structure. Coming from like a yogi, like there's a bit of fluidity by a little bit. I mean, like a lot. But yeah, and then the day just kind of unfolds from there. And then I like to find time to create at some point to connect to like my feminine energy within. And so whether it be just like dancing on a beach when no one else is around, probably nude, or like no one else is around, doesn't matter. Or like art. I suck at art, but I love it. It feels so good to get back to what you're doing. Even just like finger painting. When was the last time you finger painted? Try it. Seriously, try it. Highly recommend. Poetry, writing, reading, anything like that. And then learning. I love learning. So I did just recently, 2 days ago, get my Netflix account back, but I deleted it for a while. Only because one of my friends was like, you need to watch this documentary, and it wasn't available anywhere else. So I'll probably go get rid of it again. But I downloaded Gaia instead. Have you heard of Gaia?
No,
Yep.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's like a Netflix or a, what would you call it, like a streaming service.
Yeah, it's like exactly, for more spirituality.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not just spirituality, it's everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's like physics and like
Whoa.
like everything that you could, it's kind of like Netflix for conscious, if you want to become more conscious, I suppose.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good way
and
to
so I'm
put
like,
it.
if I'm going to be watching something, I want to be learning something. So I've been watching Gaia, even though sometimes it is one of those things where everything that they say, or at least in the things that I've been watching, is so good that I'm like, I need to write this down. So I sit there in my chill time, like learning and like writing stuff. And then by the time, half the time I'm like, I'm too exhausted for this. Like I need to go to bed right now. Yeah. And then wind down routine is something that I'm not that strong in, but I'm trying to get a little bit better at. So yeah, just taking your time. I love self massages. So just cover yourself in oil. I use like a pre-shower cleansing oil as well. I have really dry skin. I don't know why. It just does. I used to think it was from swimming. I grew up in chlorine. Oh. Turns out,
Yep.
no, I just have dry skin. Yes, I really like really thick oil-based products and stuff like that.
It's because you haven't lip balmed your whole body.
That's right, girl.
But then my whole body would get addicted. Maybe that's what
Exactly.
it is. Maybe my whole body's addicted to oil.
There's truth. Isn't there a lot of truth behind, I've heard this a number of times, where you shouldn't wash your hair all the time because your body doesn't continue to excrete the oils it needs in order to do its job. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's what I've heard. So.
I think we've all heard that, but I don't know how
it kinda
real it
just
is.
strips the oils,
The natural
from you.
oils, yeah. And then like brushing, you should try brush your hair. No, actually like moves the oils, the natural oils down.
Yeah.
And like helps a lot, but
I think that's only if you wash your hair a lot, though.
Like
if
every
it's
day.
every now and then like it's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, for sure. I'm
obviously.
talking
I
about
think
like
it's like
some people
twice
wash
a
it
day.
every day, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's also, I know it's incredibly important what you are washing it with. Like, are you washing it with like, there's certain harmful chemicals. There's other chemicals that are completely fine. There's organic products that are, a lot better than say your cheap and nasty brands out there in a lot of respects. There'll definitely be people that disagree with that, and that's fine as well.
And even maybe you should make your own shampoo. There's actually a plant called awapui. And
Oh, really?
yeah, it's beautiful. It's like this red.
Wait, did you say alapui?
Awapui.
I was laughing because of the word
It's like it's like aloe vera.
So mature. AWAPUHI.
Oh, okay.
Awapui.
Alapui.
Oh, sorry, I was probably kicking that. Awapui. No, it doesn't sound any better. Yeah, and that's like a natural like hair shampoo and conditioner. And so you can like squeeze this flower and it has a lot of juice in it, like a really thick juice. Not quite as thick as honey, but like a sap kind of juicy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you use that. So yeah,
That's cool.
I've seen.
Might start a new venture here.
Yeah. And like even the bottles, it's same with everything though. Like everything that you put on your body, you're consuming because your skin instantly like absorbs it. Even just tap water has like chlorine and chemicals in it. And like, if it's not filtered to be pure, you can absorb so much of that even just in like a 5-10 minute shower.
So
Yeah.
true. I mean, it's
Yeah.
our largest organ, our skin.
Yeah.
So it's people don't realize like the amount of toxins that we're putting into our bodies in the modern day life, and that we're sold products off the back of marketing that is built for corporate profit rather than and there's obviously a lot of products out there that are extremely good for you as well. But it's about having the knowledge and the educating yourself on, hey, just because something has amazing marketing behind it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do your body good. And oftentimes, the other thing people get a little bit stumped on is you might do something that's good for one part of your body, but if it's being absorbed and it's not good for another part of your body, then you're not doing yourself any good. You need to find something that works in symbiosis systematically with the whole body.
Love those big words.
Yeah. Goodness me. Until I got
It's like when people eat like one apple and they're like, I'm healthy.
Exactly.
I had like fruit for breakfast, so therefore I can have like burger and I don't even know what it was. Burger and ice cream for dinner.
All right. Well, moving on to the next question. So what are your future, I guess you didn't really want to reveal this to us earlier, but what are your future goals and aspirations and any ventures?
Other than what you can't say at the moment.
Other than what I can't say. So definitely working on a couple of things right now, keep me very busy. But more long term, I just want to go back to our roots. Like I just want to have a property somewhere north, so it's a little bit warmer most of the year. I mean, ideally Byron, as everyone wants to now, but it's so expensive there. So, we'll see what happens. Where I can like live on the land as much as possible, live as sustainably as possible, have my own veggie patch and like my own fruit trees and stuff. And be able to continue sharing my yoga practice with those who it resonates with and who are drawn to it. Retreats, there's like that sticky part because I'm like, there's so many things that I want to share that I can't. But they're well in the works. Let's say that.
Exciting times.
Yeah, I want to have a bunch of kids and have them run around and
Nice.
Little cauliflower heads.
What? Bouncing around. Cauliflower head. She tells me I have a cauliflower head. What does that even mean?
Because as soon as you said you had a small head, I don't know why, I just thought of cauliflower. Like a florets of cauliflower, not the whole like.
Oh no, I'm a whole cauliflower. A little one, but a whole one.
All right, on to our second and last question of the day. The cool thing is, I mean, you mentioned Body Bloom before that you take, and you're not a Tropeaka ambassador. We've got to make that clear as well at the moment, although I'd friggin' love if you were. But you're not, and you just love our products, which is awesome. Can you tell us what your favourite Tropeaka smoothie is? You take Body Bloom. I know you also take you like the protein. So
yes, love the protein.
What's a great smoothie in your eyes?
I think smoothie bowls, for one. I love a smoothie bowl over a smoothie, although, I sometimes cook it and I put too much liquid in and then I'm like, okay, it's a smoothie in a bowl. Relatable. That's fine. I'll take it today. Just like drink it rather than like out of a spoon. I think keeping it simple is probably where it's best at, because when you try to overcomplicate it and put in too many ingredients, which I do at times, don't worry. Like, again, I'm flawed. It's like too many taste and sensation. So frozen bananas, 100%, and the more ripe, the better. So I think that being a base, I'm so sorry that you're allergic to bananas.
Yeah, I know. Intolerant.
There's room for play there.
Exactly. There's a future, there's a hope.
How intolerant. The more ripe, the better. So like really, 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 really dark, I'm like, yes. Like the kind where people like, that's too far gone, I'm like, it's perfect. Peel it, freeze it, and heaps of bananas. I probably have like average 4 bananas in a smoothie.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I love my bananas. Only in smoothies. I'm not like I will eat them just plain, but I don't crave them.
Nice and creamy.
Isn't that weird? And when I get it in the acai bowl, I don't put banana on top. Like I like the taste of it, but not necessarily the consistency.
It's the texture, right? It's the texture that it creates in the bowl.
Yeah. Okay. That with, I really like the salted caramel, and or the vanilla goes really well for as like a base one though, for being
protein,
able, like it's really like versatile. But the salted caramel is my favorite at the moment, and the cookie dough one by Sarah Stadium. Sarah, shout out to you. You're a legend. They're freaking awesome. It's so good. Like I've gone through that whole pack already.
Oh Oh, we got to get you some more. It's sold out, but I might have a couple snuck up the back of the warehouse so we can.
I just couldn't start drinking it. I'm just thirsty, therefore I'm going to have cookie doughs because why not? But the salted caramel is the same. Like, oh, I love it. So that, a couple of dates, like fresh, really juicy medjool dates. Yeah, just deep hit them yourself. And you're good to go. Like 3 things, that's all you need. And then if you want to get like a creamier taste, put in some peanut butter, more peanut butter shakes. Yeah. And then like top with cacao nibs and gluten-free granola.
Yum.
You're a
Spot
chef.
on,
You're a chef.
I love being in the kitchen. Don't think you can say chef though about someone who makes a smoothie.
Yeah.
What can you cook? 2-minute noodles?
A connoisseur of smoothie bowls, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that word, connoisseur.
Connoisseur. That's like 3 big words I pulled out in 5 minutes. I'm impressed with myself.
All right, we're getting on to the last question, Sad. I guess you've kind of talked about this a bit already, but do you have any, I guess, final words of advice for anyone who wants to just become a better version of themselves and where to start?
Start wherever you are. Like, first and foremost, you don't need to be anywhere to begin. It's like when people say, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. I'm like, that's the point. Is that you think that there's all these obstacles and boundaries stopping you, but what's stopping you is your mind, and like you're the only person getting in your own way, and the benefits are far going to outweigh it. Like as soon as you get on your mat, you'll realize that it isn't about being able to do a pose and what it looks like. It's about what it feels like in your body. And there's 7 billion different people, which means that there's going to be 7 billion different ways to do each and every pose. And it's just honoring wherever you're at that day. Like my practice looks totally different today than it did yesterday or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I can't remember what the question was. What was the question?
It was. I got lost. Advice for anyone who wants to become a better version.
Yeah, start where you are. Don't expect it to look like anything in particular. Give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of space. Spend more time alone without the need for distraction. So without your phone or without Netflix, that kind of thing, even without a book. Like just remember what it feels like to sit on a train or public transport as a kid, let's say, and you just look out the window. And you're not looking at anything particular, you're just existing. And you're not even taking notice of things necessarily. You're just processing things through your own head. And I think that's probably why we have shower epiphanies now. Like, and people say that they do their best thinking in the shower. Originally, I thought it was because it was like warm running water and the sound and the feeling of it was something similar to what it would be like in a womb. But now that I'm thinking about it, I reckon it's because we're so full of distractions all of the time that the only time that we're without one normally is in the shower. Yeah. And so you finally give your brain time to turn off or to turn on and to actually do something. Again, I'm off track. What was the question?
No, I think you answered
it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. That was a great answer to finish things off.
Yeah.
Siana, you are the type of person this world needs more of. You're an absolute shining light. Just a blessing. Like even just meeting you and just in the short space of time, like you genuinely make an impact, and it's authentic. It's very clear that it's authentic, and it's very clear that authenticity of who you are as a person shines through on your content on social media. And to think about your story, I know we didn't talk heaps about that. I'd encourage you guys to check out Siana's podcast. She did one on the health code, on plant proof podcast as well. 2 great podcasts, and also you did a third one, Hurdle.
Yeah.
Hurdle, which was great, and you talk more about your story there. Really amazing. But to think about what you've been through and the type of person you are now, and at the age of 25, is incredibly impressive, and shows the quality of person that you are. And we're really grateful to have you on this podcast. We really appreciate you. And I suppose we'll just wrap up now with Meg finishing it, and you can tell everyone where to find you on socials.
I want to say thank you to you guys, firstly. Actually, they drove all the way up from Sydney, which doesn't sound like that far, but it takes up the majority of the day, like once you've done it, and they'll be driving back in the dark. And so really grateful for you guys for coming up here. You're absolutely legends, and I'm sure that the people who are listening and who follow along know that. but I don't know whether you guys know that. So just want to give you a little self-talk for yourselves. Thank you. You're freaking awesome and I love you. Little sunshine bubbles.
Thank you. Oh.
We're a sunshine bubble. When you go home and be like, Mom, I'm a sunshine bubble. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can find me Instagram at Sjana Elise. YouTube is, I think, I don't even know. Oh, my goodness. Siana Earp. Maybe it's Siana Elise.
Spell it out as well for everyone.
Oh, yeah, Siana. Sorry, it's a really complicated name. SJ, just to throw you off, ANA. But, yeah, looks like Sjana, but pronounced like banana. Siana.
That works.
Yeah. Website siana.com.au and yeah.
Tell everyone about the book, because when we launch this podcast in 2 to 3 weeks time, it'll be live.
Yes. So I wrote a book. I wrote a freaking book. It's called You Will Rise. It's a 328-page hardcover poetry and photography book, and it is photographs from all over the world, all of my travels over the past 7 years, and poems and writings that are just so vulnerable. Like, I thought I was vulnerable before that, but this is by far the most vulnerable that I've ever been, and the most that I've ever been able to share. So therefore the most meaningful as well, because yeah, like I said, I've learnt firsthand how important it is to show our vulnerabilities and to show our humanity in that way. So I'm hoping that there's something in there for everyone.
Amazing. Booktopia, I think, is the website.
For Australia,
For Australia.
Yeah. So it's available internationally.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different platforms that have it. So whatever
check out the bio. Check out Siana's bio on Instagram. I'm sure you'll have the link there.
I do.
At the time of podcast launch. Thank you, Siana. Thank you, Meg. We'll see you guys in episode 9.
Woo! See ya.
Catch ya.
Just a reminder before you leave, thank you so much again for tuning into the #WHODIS podcast so far. Remember to hit that subscribe button right now so don't miss out on any future episodes, and also remember to share it with all of your friends. You can also find us at Tropeaka on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, pretty much all over the web for all of your health and fitness inspo with a whole lot of fun.